I was introduced to LbQ when it first became in its sort of infancy, and I just thought it was amazing, absolutely amazing. It gets used first thing in the morning when the children come in. They have early morning tasks, so it's usually times tables, something like that, something that you don't have to teach, that it's not new learning, it's just going over what we've done before. Then in the maths lessons, we've used it to teach the actual topic, so you'll show them a few questions of how to do perimeter, for example, and then let them go, and we just use it in the classroom. But I also use it for intervention groups. Usually I adapt the questions as well to tailor it specifically for children who need repetition of the same topic. As a teaching assistant, when they're doing the work in class, you normally don't find out that they've just misunderstood it until you get the books, or you're going around and they've answered 5 questions and they've got them all wrong. So then you realise that you should have intervened earlier. So with the beauty of LbQ is you can see at a glance if they're understanding it, and if there's only 1 or 2, you can go and help them. If everybody's getting it wrong, you can stop the whole thing, and you need a new way of explaining it. What you said the first time wasn't working. In the past I have had a tablet and an iPad walking around, and I can see that, or I'll look at the screen. It's usually on and you can see the dashboard, and I look at the screen. As soon as there's a red, I go and sort them out. I go and help the children. But I have used an iPad and walk around with that as well, and that's in the classroom setting. I have small groups in the afternoon of intervention, and I usually look at if it's something they struggled with in class, or if they've done an assessment recently, I'll look at which areas they were getting wrong, and I will tailor it individually, and I will sit with a small group and do it there, usually on an iPad there, because I don't always have access to the full screen. In the lesson, when they are doing the question sets, there's a facility where you can have a look at the results, and you can see which questions they got wrong, and if you export them, it gives you a spreadsheet where it tells you how many they got wrong, how many attempts each child took, and I will usually look at that, and if they were sailing, then I won't choose those children. It's usually the ones that have either had a go and got them wrong on the first attempt, or haven't answered very many questions. I'll find out why. Well, you feel that you've made a difference because you can help the children as it's happening, and they get feedback on the actual LbQ system. But if they don't understand what that's saying, because maybe the reading's not as good, they don't understand where it's telling them it went wrong, you can then help them straight away. So you feel like you've made a difference in their lives rather than just ticking a book and saying you've got them all wrong. They don't mind asking. A lot of children, when they're just sat there with the book, because it's a tick or a cross, I think the fact that it's LbQ and it's on a computer, they will put the hand up, and I usually tell them, if they get it wrong 3 times, if I've not got to them, they need to put the hand up, and they're not afraid to put the hand up and say that they're struggling. And some will even read, like when you get onto the problem solving questions, they'll read it and then put the hand up straight away and say, I don't understand what it means. So we will then work through it together. So I think they're more honest where they're struggling. In the past, when I've had an intervention group, I've usually either had to find the resources myself. So on a printed sheet, you've only got like 5 questions. Or you've got a whiteboard and you're making it up, and you've got to wait for everybody to have a go at the long multiplication. And then you've got to say, well, you've got it wrong, and the other children are just sitting there. The beauty with this is once you've shown them how it works, they can have a go. And if they are getting it, they can then fly then. And they get to do them repeatedly over and over again. Whereas in a 30-minute intervention in the past, I've only done about 4 or 5 questions. I can get through about 30 and then go on to the other side. I can get through about 60 questions in 30 minutes. I love it. I absolutely love it. To the point where I can write I've written my own question sets. I adapt them to the needs of the children. The LbQ question sets are fantastic, but they can cover for children who are lower ability. They're doing a multiply 1 minute and a divide the next. I've taken and I can adapt it, and I can do all divides. I can rearrange the order. The stuff that it can do beyond what you think it can do is amazing. With the grammar as well, the grammar is amazing. I would recommend it to other schools. I don't understand why they're not using it already. It can save so much time, and the children just fly. It's one of those things where of all the resources, this is the one that you can't do without. And if you took it away, I'd be devastated. I've asked them, do they not use it at their school? And if not, they need to look into it, because it is the best tool as a TA for interventions. The question sets are already there for you. There's no marking. There's no extra time where you've got to go through all the interventions that you've done to mark it. It's just so time saving and so purposeful. With LbQ, I don't think I would be as organised a TA as I am. I would struggle to keep it fresh as well, to keep different questions. I wouldn't be able to write all the reasoning questions are really hard to find. You can write short questions, but you can't do the kind of reading and the in-depth that they need by the time they get to year 6 and their understanding of questions. So I won't be as an effective TA as I am without it.